we shouldn't be defined by categories people put us in, because there is no category. We choose what we want to be.
The most meaningful experience I've ever had was the moment I started getting involved in political issues. It fueled my responsibility to resolve, at the very least, social issues and norms that have long undermined our society. I'm not a very political person, but every now and then I'll see something in politics and I'll have an opinion on it, and I'll think about it, or I'll talk about it with someone. Because with something like travel bans or things like that, it's kind of like locking out access to a part of the world, which, I mean, that's not really a good thing in my opinion.
So basically they're saying like it was a special moment when they started to learn more about like society, and they just felt like they needed to do their best to solve issues that were going around. I'm about to turn 18, and like the last election, presidential election, like it's just crazy to think that next election I'll be the one voting, and that's crazy.
The most meaningful experience I've ever had was when I rescued a cat from a hoarding situation. She was underweight and very sick, but now she's fat and happy. I applaud you. Actually, that's actually really good of you. So now the cat isn't starving anymore.
The most meaningful experience I've ever had was when I went to visit family out of state. While I was with them, we went to a dance party, which I didn't even know there was such a thing. And then my cousin convinced me to dance. While I was terrified of it, ended up clicking something in my head that just changed my view of the world, that even in the most unlikely circumstances, joy can still be found. I remember times where I'd go to places and I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna like this. This is so boring. It's impossible for me to enjoy this type of thing. But I've realized like taking those risks is honestly what makes you find what you really enjoy and just what you really just don't enjoy. Yeah, getting out there and experimenting, it's worth your time. Even if you make fails, it's okay. You can just keep moving on and keep progressing until you finally find what you like.
The most meaningful experience I've ever had was coming out about being sexually abused. It's really sad that it's so common for, like, not everyone, but it's common for a majority of, you know, specifically girls, but guys too. I don't know their gender or what they identify as, but it is very common for people to identify with that. And it should change, and I know that we're trying to get that to change.
It's important to remember that we are all the same. No matter the petty conflicts we have with each other, we share the same roots. Being connected to the world keeps one in touch with these roots. Exposure to diversity and compassion is what makes us human. Once again, I'd have to probably agree with this one too. Because it makes sense. Like, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all bleed the same color shade red. I mean, we're all pretty much the same. That's why it's human being, not like human Stephanie or whatever. Like, we're all the same. So this makes sense. Like, we shouldn't be defined by categories people put us in, because there is no category. We choose what we want to be. So yeah, making us become diverse and being able to be diverse is what makes us truly human, rather than feeling like you have to kind of distance yourself from your true self, because then you're not really living, you're not really enjoying your life. You're just living a false life. It's like a facade you're putting up. So being able to have that type of diversity is honestly what makes us human, I'd have to say.